Alright, so welcome back. Hopefully all of you guys are having a fabulous day here today. Hopefully everybody's having a great time and everything associated. Today we got a bit of a fun one that I kind of wanted to talk about and I kind of wanted to go into to give you an idea of where Ultra Rumble is probably heading now, because the biggest thing is probably happening here. I don't know what with the devs, what the whole thing is here, what happened all of a sudden, what was like the big change, the shift, if you were to say, to where Ultra Rumble was starting to get cared about. Again, whatever people say, that is it the director, people like, is it the new dev team? I truly don't understand like what happened here, because remember, Ultra Rumble used to be the game that got like bare minimum content, and that always was the case. I mean, we were okay with that. Players that play this game still are okay with that bare minimum content. They've kind of become accustomed to it, and there's sort of been that ritual that we just at the start of the season you get a character, middle of the season you get like the quirk skill set, get maybe an update here and there, you pray to get like a buff nerf sort of thing there, and so on and so forth. And then like it started like maybe 2.5 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, where it started becoming a theme where, hey, now we get buffs and nerfs properly, now we get tuning buffs and nerfs properly. Yeah, we're not getting perfect buffs and nerfs, that's true. They still need to make money, so they purposely make sure that some characters stay insane. After a certain point, then they get chucked, but for a bit, they stay very insane. Again, I'm not saying that the game is problem-free. I'm not saying that. But I want to talk about pretty much where we're at now and potentially what's up and coming for the game and how it's going to be very different moving forward for a lot of you. And this is going to be the thing where you have to adjust to it now, because this might be good or bad for you depending on who you are as a player, right? As always, new to the channel, like and subscribe. It helps out a ton. Let's get straight into it. So, here we go. Where do we stand right now? It looks like up and coming, moving forward. It may be that, yes, this whole quirk skill set, 2 quirk skill sets, it might be a permanent thing. And that would be the biggest shocker in the world. We've been begging since launch to get like 2 quirk skill sets a season. Here and there, the 2 characters a season. Now who knows? Moving forward, if this is the permanent thing, you're getting 2 quirk skill sets a season, this literally could confirm for you that half anniversaries are when you pick up the double character. And then, take it a step further, it now makes full anniversaries double character. So that means you increase an extra 2 characters a year, and you increase, theoretically, at the rate we're going, 6, basically, right, skill sets, right, 6 seasons a year. Is that not, like, the craziest thing for us, especially? I know that a lot of players, we still need to get past the free-to-play aspects, but I will say that whatever the 250 ticket buff we got so far, if they were to keep up with gifts and everything, 1 pity a season isn't that bad if the proper gifts and everything are distributed. That's pretty solid. Unironically, also, if you haven't already seen the data, a lot of stuff has been found, and they have so much future plans in the files alone. If you were to like sniff out the files and like lay it piece by piece, you could say they got like a few seasons worth of stuff ready to go. Which is, again, in Ultra Rumble aspect, that's like you snorted crack and you're on high. You're seeing things. You just did shrooms pretty much. That's how far it is, because there's so much we just don't expect, especially with this game. To the point where it's like, I was supposed to upgrade the Gamma. Frappy, so my comments don't yell at me. I'm gonna need one of those cards. Thank you. Never mind. Wait, I thought he had 4 Gammas. Never mind, he doesn't. But all I could say right now is Ultra Rumble may not be the same for a very long time. 2 quirk skill sets is the new thing. Half Annies and full Annies might strictly be characters. If this is the case and if this is what they plan, we genuinely could be in like a very good area for this game being better as a game itself. I will say it now. We're not perfect when it comes to buffs and nerfs. No way. We're not definitely there yet. We're not perfect when it comes to other things also, when it comes to tuning and things like that. We're also not perfect when it comes to dropping a freaking busted character and that character remaining busted for almost 1.5 seasons. Yeah, we're not definitely at that point now. But again, a lot of players were looking forward to maybe saying, hey, I want to see Miracle in this game before it ends of service. At this point, with how much effort they put in with this latest season and the one previous to it, remember, it's been slowly ramping up. This season had the most quality of life that Ultra Rumble has gotten in I will say this now, 2 years. Let's say we're almost there to the 2-year anniversary. 2 years of Ultra Rumble could not compete with the amount of quality of life you strictly picked up in this one season. The features, the fixes, the 2 quirk skill sets of the character, the game mode, your first ever game mode, a brand new map on top of that. It's bringing a new map, right? Obviously speaking, a deathmatch map, not a new map as in Battle Royale, but a new deathmatch map. Take it another step further. You also have planned in the files, as of last season, another map coming to the game. Yes, you heard me right, a 4th map is coming to Ultra Rumble in the future, right? Which is, again, it's a shocker to us. We were like, hey, my comments were making the joke, this is going to be the last map that Ultra Rumble brings. No, it looks like they have so much more planned already. And I don't know if this was like the director changing. I don't know if they just randomly made money. I don't know what happened. Was it all of a sudden maybe All's Justice got care? But if that was the case, most of this content would be in All's Justice. I don't know what happened, genuinely speaking, right? It just shifted all of a sudden. And again, if you were to see like the leaks that are sort of coming out here, that are still being compiled, that people are still finding, there is so much they still have planned. And also with the happening of One's Justice, or rather All's Justice, that also gives it that, hey, Viking has to focus on making sure MHA gets all the stuff here. They have to make sure to launch a perfect title at $60, $70, whatever they plan to, and they got to make sure that's filled with content. But where else can that content go? It can go here, and we've seen that actually with some of the updates in the files and such. Some of the stuff they already planned there is already planned here. Again, for the future, near future, whatever, it's planned. So we're in a very decent area, and I don't know what shifted. I don't know who shifted. Everyone's going to blame the last director. That's the worst part. We don't know if it is the last director that did this. We don't know what happened. We don't know if the new director's like, dude, let's lock in, you know? We'll never know the answer, but that last director's just going to get, like, crapped on entirely. Everyone in my comments is like, director? Wow, new director? And hyping him up, which we don't know what the reasoning is. We don't know if All's Justice was the cause of this. We don't know what the cause of it was, but what I can say is quality of life this season was great. 250 ticket buff was something. It's your first ticket buff since Premium Login when that came out, which was already a ticket buff we had, and then since back then when you had, yeah, think about this now, the last one before that was when you got the Hero Notebook kicked up, which wasn't really a buff, it was a one-time pickup, but that was there. And again, this all happened in a season prior to an anniversary. You had crossplay, they locked in, got crossplay out, you've now had 2 seasons in a row with a double quirk skill set, you now seemingly have so much more data for future stuff as well. It could mean that now full anniversaries and half anniversaries are double characters, meaning in the future you have every season as a quirk skill set, 4 characters, again, coming out between both anniversaries. I mean, is that not like a really good thing? All they need now is to update like maybe the standard gacha parts. Maybe they add like a free gacha and start working on that. Peace, Deku. Thanks, bud. Thanks for the loot. There we go. Man, we're cooking this match low-key. I wasn't even paying attention low-key. Nice. Kendo's next. Plus Ultra. Not nice. She countered me. Hit her a little bit. Hit her a little bit again. I got DJ Punch. Come here. Nope, I missed. I'm going to stay in zone like this. Here we go. Ready? Watch it. Trust. Cracked her. Very low out of the sky. Just going to activate these two. And dead now. Punch her down. There we go. Took a while, but we got her. We gotta go into another match because I didn't really get to fully describe my my things here. But yeah, I'll go into a different match here, and I'll talk outside of it because this is just me recording. Now, I'm not recording the gameplay at this point because I wanted to finish up the topic here. But pretty much all that they have left to do is fix the monetization. That was the last point that was on kind of before I got cut off. Fix the monetization. If they were to sort of take care of that, I think that the game would be in a really good area. I've been checking the player count. The player count's been going up, and it's been consistent. I used to tell you days when we would almost kick 900 players, which was like horrific. 1,500 players, 1,400 players, 1,300 players. A season would drop, and you drop it like 1,800 players afterwards the first week, which was horrific. You're maintaining already now. It's been a few days since the season launch, right? You're already maintaining 2.4k players at a given hour or a given moment, which is insane. You kicked up 4.9 almost k players at the start, which was huge. Console also, I've been seeing a lot of new faces this entire event and everything, or sort of this entire season. It's been solid. I think that the game can definitely keep going here. They still have to address buffs and nerfs. They still have to address things like that. And they got to take care of things quicker. That's definitely the case. I'm not saying the game is perfect. By no means is the game perfect. But it does look like your plans have to change. The truth of the title is the game is not going to be the same. If it's where they're going with 2 quirk skill sets and other things like that, you need to plan. Yes, you get 1 pity a season, but you need to plan almost a pity a season. You need to plan, what do I go for? There's 3 different releases a season. You got to start planning, hey, maybe I don't want all the quirk skill sets. Maybe I have to wait on some of them. That's 6,000 tickets that need to be put into the game, correct? Or put into the gachas to guarantee all 3 of them. You get 2k almost per season. Plan accordingly. Obviously, now you have to definitely incorporate that idea. I got to pull 1 character, 1 skill kit afterwards, 1 character, 1 skill kit, so on and so forth, alternating, because you're getting a lot of quirk skill sets. When it comes to anniversaries, you wanted to see the characters end up releasing quicker so that you can get more characters in the game, because there's a lot of characters that the MHA IP has that you might never see because the game may never live to see those days. Remember, you get 12 characters a year. No, you don't. You get, technically, right? 6 characters a year, which is rough. In this case, you'll get an additional 2 characters a year potentially. If you get one during half anniversary and one during full anniversary, if that happens, that's what you're looking forward to. So many different things can help and sort of push the game ahead. We could finally maybe see the release of other, wink wink, favorite characters. The game data, the game mode they've currently worked on, we've waited how long for that? We've finally seen it. The amount of quality of life this game has had in this one season alone. Genuinely speaking, Ultra Rumble could be popping off again. If it's because of All's Justice, if it's whatever, I truly hope that they can tackle the monetization. I truly hope that they can tackle other aspects. I truly hope that a thing happens where if they were to kick up, all they need to do, and this is the go-go verification, if they were to kick up about 300-ish more tickets a season, and we're pushing that total to around, let's say, like without having to push so much content, we're saying easy pity. Everybody gets a guaranteed easy pity without having to push content. If you hardcore push, let's say full on, taking care of rank, taking care of other aspects, and pushing Billboard, pushing with the top agency and everything, then you're talking like 2.3, 2.4K tickets. But if we say that they in the game economy added in some sort of 300 to 400 tickets a season, it's a very decent change. Let's say they take a character ticket and they buff it. They finally allow characters to start dropping there because of the speed that they're going. I also think at some point they need to put those quirk skill sets that are in the game for 2 years almost soon, right? In a few months, you're going to get 2 years worth of full bullet. I definitely think that full bullet should start getting out the character ticket. There really is no reason to start hiding that. You have your monetization aspects. You have characters, quirk skill sets, tuning, cosmetics, technically speaking, because you're going to gotcha for them. And obviously speaking, buying crystals for battle passes and everything associated. You have multiple different avenues. I think that quirk skill sets needs to slow down as an avenue as you're picking up so many more of them. Remember, you picked up all these changes, all this content, all this stuff here before. You heard me right, before an anniversary. Imagine potentially what they have in store for the anniversary. Imagine potentially what they go for the anniversary. Imagine potentially where Ultra Rumble goes from here. We finally start seeing, like, players wanted to see, will we ever get to, like, All for One? Will we ever get to, like, Overhaul, picking up a second core skill set? At the rate you were going, it would take a very long time. There's no doubt about that. But now, you finally reach them. Yes, the game again is going to be rushed. Yes, the economy can't really handle that, but 2K tickets, the 250 buff, whatever it is, that's not a small thing to sort of scoff at. I truly hope if they were to keep things going here, you could be having a very solid game. And I don't know if it's, again, the director. I don't know who did it, made the joke earlier. Everyone's going to hate on the current director because of this, but I wonder if it is, or sorry, the last director because of this, but I wonder, is it the director that locked in? Is it that All's Justice drops they had to lock in? Is it that maybe Ultra Rumble was a cash cow that they forgot that they had? Something else wasn't bringing in the money, they focused on Ultra Rumble? Who knows what the reasoning is? We kind of always knew that Ultra Rumble made decent money. You see how many people running around with an Aura skin back before you actually had tuning that could get it for free. You see when a day one character launches, 90% of the lobby is that character, genuinely speaking. Monoma was a very hyped release, in my opinion, from what I saw. Kendo was the least. I saw Kendo's running around. Now I see Kendo's running around because players were talking about how busted she is. But whatever it was Tamaki Yamajiki, a lot of them run around. I don't remember how many of those players are free-to-plays. How many are spenders? Got a lot of people that I know, that I talk to, that wail on this game hardcore. They are the lifelines, pretty much, keeping the game alive. They spend couple $100 every pretty much 2-3 weeks or 4 weeks whenever a quirk skill set drops. So you're giving them alone, and that's a bunch of them, a handful of them, and then how many more that exist on JP side. You got a lot of people. If you upwards of a lot of people. I'm not gonna go into a number. A lot of people supporting the game, and I wonder if when they decided, hey, let's keep going. Let's actually care. Right now, though, what I can tell you is there's a lot of stuff coming soon. They have a game mode finally for the first time ever. 2 quirk skill sets looks to be the new meta. They had so much quality of life, so many fixes, finally the ticket buff. You might also be seeing very cool things in the future as well. That being characters that you've been looking forward to. That being quirk skill sets that you're looking forward to. For the most part, they've added so much data into the files as well that there's so much to go through and kind of comb through that it's like, hey, when is this stuff planned? And is this stuff All's Justice? Because a lot of this literally is stuff that they're developing right now for All's Justice. And why is it in Ultra Rumble? Because instead of going back, correct, and picking up the previous one's Justice things, they're doing All's Justice stuff and putting that into Ultra Rumble. For example, Tamaki Yamajiki, this did not deserve to be the Tamaki Yamajiki you got. It was supposed to be probably the original Tamaki that they had designed originally for one's Justice. Instead, you got their All's Justice variant, most likely. Yes, had some of the attacks that we knew about. That cannon that invisibility, those weren't things that were, again, back there on One's Justice. Those were things they designed. So in the future, if you see Stain, if Stain had an ability that popped up during that, sequence when he showed up, that's there. Gentle, you might be getting Gentle skin when he had, showed up for UA and everything. Characters like that, things like that, updated season 8, 9, things like that. So, what do you think? Let me know down below. Very curious here. Do you think the game is in a better spot? Do you think the game is in a worse spot? All they need to do now is tackle the economy. They're tackling content. Tackle the economy. Tackle buffs and nerfs. Are we saved? Is Ultra Rumble back? That's the question. Take care, have fun. What do you think?